What's up, guys? Jordan McAbee here, fantasyracingonline.com, and it's time for the Charlotte ROVAL race, the Bank of America ROVAL 400. So coming off of the Talladega race last week, we're going to have, every time we come off of a super speedway race, the starting lineup with the qualifying order, or with the qualifying formula, it creates so much chalk, and it's especially true when it's road courses, because then we also have chalk from drivers that typically only run road courses. Like this week, AJ Omendinger is starting back in 33rd. So there's going to be a lot of chalk this week, and it's going to I feel like there's two ways that this can play out. Like either the chalk's all going to hit because there's a lot of good road course racers starting further back, or we're going to need to pivot, and everyone that runs chalk lineups is going to get killed. And the crazy lineups are going to hit on Sunday. But that's one reason I don't particularly like playing these slates. I'm obviously going to because I play every race, but as of now, I'm recording this on Friday afternoon. I'm personally just probably going to back this week down a little bit. For that reason, and I just hate chalk slates. It's not fun for me. When not as much thought is needed into building a lineup. Plus, road courses really haven't been that great. I haven't been able to put together great lineups at road courses this year as opposed to previous years. Like these used to be my bread and butter of huge DFS days most of the time at road courses, and for whatever reason, this season's a little off, partially because the road courses that we've ran this year have gotten crazy. We had issues at the Daytona road course. We had the whole Coda rain thing. We had Indy road course and the whole curb debacle. Like, a lot of races this year have not gone to plan. And even Road America, that track was so abrasive on tires that it changed the finish because some people wanted to gamble on pit strategy and things got all messed up. Stenhouse was garbage all day in that race, and he ended up being the optimal because he didn't pit at the end. So the road course races this year, I always mention this, driveraverages.com. It's one of my favorite sites to go to and grab just quick data, like driver rating, finish. You can come over here and go to averages by track type, and then go to road course. And it gives you a very good snapshot for every driver, specifically at road courses. So I'm going to be referencing this a lot, in addition to my spreadsheet I have over here on the other screen. And then we can look specifically at the Charlotte ROVAL data. This will be the fourth race at this track, at this ROVAL track. First three races, Ryan Blaney won the first race the first year, thanks to Martin Truex Jr. and Jimmy Johnson wrecking in the final corner. And then Blaney just getting through it. And then Chase Elliott's won the last two races here. No surprise there. So looking at starting lineup this week, we got Hamlin on the pole, Keselowski, Logano, second and third, Christopher Bell starting fourth, Martin Truex Jr. fifth, Ryan Blaney sixth, Harvick. Chase Elliott, this is where it gets interesting. Chase Elliott, who's so good on road courses, is starting 8th. Kyle Larson, who's been very good on road courses this year, starting 10th. And then, some more big names are very good road course racers. William Byron starting 11th. Alex Bowman 12th. Curt Bush 13th. You could even come back down here. Chase Briscoe 22nd. Chastain 27th. Eddick 29th. Benedetto 30th. Even Ryan Preece starting 31st. A lot of chalk back there. When it comes to the algorithm predicted finishing order, of course, Chase Elliott is a very solid number one rank this week. Got Joey Logano projected to finish second, Martin Truex Jr. third, Kyle Larson fourth, Denny Hamlin fifth. Some other notables, AJ Almander projected to finish 11th. He obviously has much higher up the side than that. He's finished 7th or better in all but one road course race this year. Kyle Busch, for whatever reason, is not very good on ROVALs, and I explained this in this actual algorithm article. He's not very good on ROVALs, so it's really bringing down his projected finish because of that. And then Christopher Bell, he's another guy that could legitimately win this race. He won Daytona Road Course this year. could finish much better than the 14th place that the algorithm has him ranked. Now, when it comes to road courses this year, like I said, we've had quite a few. Daytona Road Course, Circuit of the Americas, which was in the rain and just wacky overall. Sonoma, Road America, which had the tire stuff. Watkins Glen, and then most recently, Indy Road Course. As far as I'm concerned with what happened at Indy Road Course, you can throw it out the window. I'm not even looking at that data this year or this week. Up until this week, my recommendation was always to not look at Circuit of the America data from this year. But if you listen to Stacking Denny's, our podcast this week, we kind of had a revelation that the data from Circuit of the Americas is somewhat useful. So I'm going to go ahead and include it in my spreadsheet this week. This is the 5 races on road courses this year, excluding Road America, or not Road America, but Indy Road Course. So we'll take a look at this data real quick. I'm noticing I need to check something really quick, or check something before I post this, because I don't know why Ryan Preece is only showing us 4 starts. He ran all 5 races, didn't he? Or did he not run Road America? Just a second. Best average finish on road courses this year, minus Indy Road Course. Chase Elliott at 5.4. No surprise there. He is the best road course race right now. Denny Hamlin's up there at 7.0. Joey Logano, 9.2. Kyle Larson, 10.0. Curt Bush, 10.8. Kyle Busch, 11.4. Truex, 12.4. I will note the winners this year. Christopher Bell at Daytona Road Course. We had Larson win 2 of them. Elliott win 2 of them. And then Omendinger won the Indy Road Course that I mentioned before is kind of, you can throw it out the window this week, in my opinion. There's just it was such a shit show. It's just, why can't I find this now? Going by average running position on the road courses this year, Kyle Larson, average running position 5.9. Chase Elliott, 8.1. Martin Truex Jr., 8.6. Denny Hamlin, 9.4. Kyle Busch, 10.2. Logano, 10.5. A lot of the same names are creeping up here. We know who's good at road courses. It's just a lot of it comes down to, whether they get spun on the last lap, which we've seen, or at some point during the race, whether they miss a corner, whether here at Charlotte ROVAL, whether they miss a chicane or something and they have to stop. There's so many other factors as opposed to just being fast. But if everything goes correctly, we know who the contenders are on Sunday. We know it's going to be Chase Elliott. We know it's going to be Kyle Larson. We know Truex is going to be up there. We know Christopher Bell is going to have a good shot at it. We know Almander is going to be fast, even though he starts so far back. So just keep that in mind. Yes, there's reason to, to go again, or to go with the obvious picks this week, but at the same time, there's potential reason to pivot as well. Another note about this road course is, Ryan Preece, he finished dead last at Road America. I don't know why. I got something screwed up here. Another thing to note about the road courses this year is, or even over the last few years, ever since they introduced these ROVALs, is that there is there's 2 subsets of road courses basically now. So in a sense, we have the regular road courses. We have the normal road courses, such as Watkins Glen, Sonoma. You could throw in Road America there. It's a natural road course. And then we have these ROVALs, like the Daytona Road Course, like the Charlotte ROVAL, that are other tracks just reconfigured into their road track, and it's kind of combining the two. So keep that in mind this week. I think you can break down these road courses into separate sections and find people that are maybe better at Rovals than they are at regular road courses, and vice versa. So just keep that in mind when you're actually looking at data. Okay, I got Ryan Preece updated here. Got the 5 starts. There we go. That was really bugging me. Fastest laps on road courses this year. Chase Elliott was 69 over these 5 races. Nice. Kyle Larson with 54, and then there's a huge gap back to Martin Truex Jr. at 26. Christopher Bell has 25 with only 5 laps led. That's noteworthy. As I said, I always like to look at these ratios. Denny Hamlin with 20, Kyle Busch with 12. It's Chase Elliott and Kyle Larson that are getting fastest laps this year for the most part on the road courses. Laps led, Kyle Larson leads the way at 88, Chase Elliott 86, Logano's led 40, Martin Truex Jr.'s led 38, William Byron's led 20. I'm going to take a look, and so Logano led 10 laps at Daytona Road Course. He led 14 at Circuit of the Americas. He led 5 at Sonoma. He led 11 at Watkins Glen. So he's been up front for 4 of the 5 races in this data set. Big issue with Logano typically is he does not get fastest laps, so you're really relying on, if we're picking him this week, really relying on those laps led and getting a win. So as I said, there's like a subset of road courses now. We got the Rovals and regular road courses. So let's take a look at green flag speed from the Daytona Road Course earlier this year. And because remember, that one had, it was going completely as planned. Chase Elliott was dominating it for the most part. And then there was a bunch of cautions, a bunch of people wrecked, and things just got wild. Like you can see here with green flag speed from that race. Christopher Bell was number 1. Martin Truex Jr. was number 2. Hamlin 3, Logano 4. Only 3 of those 4 guys finished where they should have. Chase Elliott 5th. He finished 21st. He had one of, if not the best cars in that race. Larson had one of, if not the best cars in that race, and he wrecked. Kyle Busch, same exact thing. William Byron was strong. He finished way back there. Omendinger, some of these guys that finished up front probably didn't deserve it. Ryan Preece, who finished 9th, didn't deserve it. Keselowski did not have a 5th place car, according to green flag speed. So definitely worth looking at this kind of stuff, for these races where things just get wild. Like, look at this. Out of the top 10 top 10 in green flag speed from Daytona Road Course this year, only 4 of them actually finished in the top 10. So that's a very good indication that you always have to look at more than finishing position, but very good indication that the race went a little crazy. Going back to last year's Roval race here at Charlotte, Ryan Blaney had the best green flag speed. Logano was up there. Byron was up there. Chase Elliott, who won the race, all 4 of those had green flag speed of 93 or a higher mile an hour. Christopher Bell's really the only one that did not finish where his green flag speed showed, and you can see this. Out of the top 10, 9 of them finished 9th or better. It was very, very clear. We didn't get a lot of craziness in this race. The fastest cars finished probably where they should have. So it's going to depend on what happens this weekend, whether we see craziness with the playoff cutoff coming, maybe potential rain comes in. But if things go as planned, we should see the faster cars stay and be up front. It's going to have a lot to do with stuff that's probably out of our control. So let's go ahead and get to the driver breakdown. We're going to go through each driver here. And first up, AJ Almander, he starts 33rd, and he is $11,200 on DraftKings. Obviously a great play. You'd have to consider him a cash play. Even though he's the highest price, they priced him significantly above Elliott and Larson. But my projections have Omendinger, I believe, if not the top, he's second. He's one of those. But ton of upside here. He starts 33rd. This is not a long race. We're not going to get a ton of dominator points. So if AJ Omendinger, I tweeted about this on Thursday. Kind of comparing Larson and Almander, because Larson has some place differential here starting 10th. But if you compare these two, Omendinger and Larson, so if Omendinger finishes 5th, he's going to score 67 DraftKings points. If Larson finishes 2nd, he's going to score 50. Trying to get 17 Dominator points to make up that gap is going to be very difficult. This is a short race. It's 109 laps, and on average, we get about 85 to 95. We'll call it 90 green flag laps if there's not a lot of craziness. Maybe mid 90s. So to make up that gap, it's hard. So when you're comparing Almendinger versus Larson, Larson's probably going to need to win the race if Almendinger runs top 5 in order to outscore him. Now, with the price differential, can you build lineups with Larson and or Elliott instead of Almendinger? Yes, absolutely, and it might work out. My optimal lineup actually has Elliott and Larson in it instead of Almendinger. But as far as a safe play, Almendinger, you can't get any safer than AJ Almendinger at a road course. That Collin car is not slow. Starting 33rd, he should be at least top 10 potential, maybe top 5. He finished 7th here in JTG equipment, back in 2018, I believe. Started 2nd, finished 7th. Similar upside this week. Almendinger's a great play. Chase Elliott, you don't really need me to say anything about Chase Elliott this weekend. You should know how good he is on these road courses, and he starts 8th, so he has a little bit of place differential. Obviously has Dominator upside. Chase Elliott's a great play. I think he's going to win this race. It's going to be hard for anybody to beat him. Kyle Larson's going to be probably the second fastest car on Sunday. Starts 10th, 10,300. Should get some Dominator points. Also a great play. I don't want to spend too much time on these two. Look at Chase Elliott over the last 2 years at road courses. First. 21st, but he led 44 laps. First, second, 4th. The dude is just ridiculously good at this track type. And now you take a look at Kyle Larson now that he's in Hendrick equipment. Yes, he wrecked and finished 30th at the Daytona road course, but he was up there challenging for the lead at the time. He finished 2nd at Coda. He won Sonoma. He finished 16th at Road America, which he got spun late, I believe, if I remember right. He won Watkins Glen. He finished 3rd at Indy road course. Probably should have won the race. Kyle Larson is very good. He's not as good as Chase Elliott, but he's getting there. Martin Truex Jr., he's 5th. Starts 5th, 10,100. I think he's a nice pivot if you want to go against, obviously, the top 3 guys. I don't think he has the Dominator upside. I think Martin Truex Jr. has lost a little bit on road courses. He used to be very, very, very good. Now I think he's about, a top 3, top 5 car with not a ton of Dominator upside. With that being said, you look at Watkins Glen, he did have a race-winning car, but if you remember back to that race, he made his car very wide in the sense that it was very difficult to pass Martin Truex Jr., and he didn't necessarily have the best car in that race. So were those 34 laps led more due to actual speed or the fact that he had track position and wouldn't let people get around him? It's hard to tell, but I just know from the eye test, I don't think Martin Truex Jr. is as good at road courses as he was a few years back. So that would be my hesitancy with pivoting to Truex. Obviously, I like to pivot. I think Truex is a very strong road course racer still. And, if Elliott and Larson don't dominate as expected and Almendinger doesn't get a ton of place differential, even if you combine, I think the optimal lineup this week is going to have 2 of the top 4 guys in salaries this week in it. That's just how my builds are coming out. I could be wrong, but I think you're going to need 2 of the top 4 price drivers this week. Truex is probably the least likely to get in the optimal, but it's still possible, and he should be lower owned because Elliott, Larson, and Almendinger are there, eating up that cap and being the better plays according to a lot of people's minds. So I think Truex is a decent pivot. it's going to take him, leading a ton, I think, to get him there, to get the points that you need. Look at Charlotte ROVAL races. He's only led 6 laps in his career here. No finish better than 7th. I think he can finish better than that, but will he be playing it safe just to get to the next round of the playoffs? That's another thing you have to consider this week. I think Elliott's going to go all out to get the win because he's only 9 points above the cut line. Larson could probably play it safe. He's 20-something points behind the cut line, but will these guys be going so hard to get the win? I'm not sure. Kyle Busch, he starts 9th. He's $9,900 on DraftKings. Very good road course racer, but for whatever reason, these Rovals have Kyle Busch's number. Look at this. 4th, 3rd, and 5th at the normal road courses this year. You look at Daytona road course, 35th, 37th. You look at the Charlotte ROVAL, 30th, 37th, 32nd. For whatever reason, he just has issues with these Rovals, and I don't know if it's him. Excuse me. I don't know if it's him over driving, like being too aggressive, and that causing issues, but so far, he's 0 for 5 on this track type. He did win Daytona Road Course, the Clash this year, but he kind of got lucky there at the end. Still, he was in position to win it. So I think Kyle Busch does have top 5 upside. He starts 9th. There's a little bit of place differential there. I honestly like him maybe a little bit more of a pivot off of Truex than I do if you're going to get off of the top 3 guys. But his history at Rovals just concerns me. I think Kyle Busch can finish top 5 though, so I don't hate the play with him starting 9th, being under $10,000 on DraftKings. I just don't see the Dominator upside, and that's what worries me the most. William Byron, he starts 11th. He's $9,700 on DraftKings. He's another guy that ton of potential there, but he has bad luck at road courses. That's the wrong guy. He's had good runs. He finished 6th at Watkins Glen this year. He finished 6th at the Charlotte ROVAL last year and the year before. Can he finish 6th again this weekend? Probably. Another thing to note here is he led 23 laps in his first start here in 27. Obviously if Byron can do that again, it's pretty solid. It's going to get that definitely boosts his DraftKings potential. Starting 11th, if he goes and leads 20-something laps, $9,700, that's solid. Again, though, I think you're pivoting here off the top guys. Byron obviously starts lower than both Kyle Busch and Truex. I just don't know. He will be going. Him and Alex Bowman, I think, are going to be doing whatever they can to get in position to win this race, because they are so far below the cut line. Like, Alex Bowman has to win. Byron, I think, can point in, but it's so unlikely. Like, he's going to need to win. So I particularly don't like my fantasy drivers to be in that position where they're in desperation mode. Can it work out? Absolutely. We've seen it work out sometimes. Does it not work out more often? I don't have the exact data to pull it off or to actually confidently say that, but it seems like it. It seems like it doesn't work out as often. So that's my concern with Byron. That being said, I think if he can get up there and lead laps and finish top 5, he's obviously going to be a great DraftKings play at this price and starting 11th. So Denny Hamlin, he starts first. He's $9,500. If Hamlin goes out and dominates this race, then my DFS day is just going to be shot. But I think he can run top 5. I just don't see him dominating. It's another narrative thing though. Like, he has nothing to lose. So, and they have been faster lately. I don't know. I'm kind of talking myself into Hamlin right now, if you can't tell. But I think he's going to go higher owned than, and I haven't ran my ownership projections yet, but I think he's going to go higher owned than he should be starting first. I think taking a pole sitter on a road course is very risky when it's not Chase Elliott or Kyle Larson. it just concerns. It's kind of like super speedways. This is such a short race. There's not a ton of dominator points available, so it's kind of like taking. It's not as bad as taking a pole sitter at Daytona or Talladega, but it's kind of close. So yeah, I'm not big on Hamlin this week. I don't see the upside there. Do I think he can lead 30 laps and get 10 fastest laps? Yeah, but I don't think that's extremely likely. So yeah, I'm just not really on Hamlin this week. As of now, that could change, but I don't see the point in taking the pole sitter this week at Charlotte ROVAL. Ross Chastain starts 27th. He's $9,300. Ross Chastain is a very good road course racer this year. I'm really confused why DraftKings priced him up and then didn't price up to Benedetto, Eddick, even Briscoe, and Priest. Like, this just doesn't make any sense. I think between those guys, Chastain is going to be the lowest to own just because of his salary. So if I'm going for I honestly think, as weird as it sounds, I think Chastain is a tournament play this week. Being overweight on him, I think he has a ton of upside. Like, these aren't fluke runs right here. Coda, he started 20th, he finished 4th. Sonoma, he started 29th, he finished 7th. Like, these aren't fluke runs. Chastain can get there. Hell, he finished 22nd here at Charlotte ROVAL in the 15 car and 24th in the 7 car. Like, Chastain, I think, as weird as it sounds, I think Chastain is a tournament play this week because I don't think he's going to get the ownership he should based on his starting position when he really has a ton of upside. So I hate the salary of Chastain. I love the upside, and that points me to being overweight on him because I think a lot of people are going to be doing the same thing where he costs too much. I can having the mindset of I can go down here and grab Benedetto and Eddick both of them starting worse and not go with Chastain. So give me Chastain as a tournament play this week. I just think he's going to be lower owned. And that's where I want to be, be overweight, is plays like that where they have a ton of finishing potential and place differential potential that aren't going to be super high owned. So Ryan Blaney starts 6th. He's $9,100. He won the first race here at the Charlotte ROVAL. He certainly has potential. Blaney, second at Indy Road Course, but struggled. Penske overall has kind of struggled at road courses this year. But you look back, last year, 5th at the Charlotte ROVAL. Go back to 2019, 8th at Charlotte ROVAL, 5th at Watkins Glen. Sonoma, he finished 3rd. Won the first race at Charlotte ROVAL, like I said. Blaney has potential. I don't love that he starts 6th, and I don't really love the price. It's going to come down to him, whether he can lead laps and get fastest laps. So this year on road courses, he has one fastest lap, and it was at Sonoma. And remember, this is not taking Indy Road Course into account. Laps led, Ryan Blaney has 0. So Blaney's another one of those guys I think is going to play conservatively. I think he can finish top 10, but I don't think he can get in the optimal, even though, the price isn't bad. There's no place differential upside, but I'm not a big Blaney fan this weekend. Alex Bowman, he starts 12th. He's $8,900. Like I said, he is going to be he needs a win. And I like the price for Bowman better than I do for Byron. And you look at Alex Bowman's record here, 4th, 2nd, and 8th. It's pretty solid. He finished 10th at Daytona Road Course this year. He finished 8th at Coda, 9th at Sonoma. Struggled the last 3 road courses, but he's a pretty solid top 10 finisher on road courses over his career. I think Bowman can do it again. It's whether he can get up there and actually compete for a top 5, because that's what you're going to need at that price point. I think Bowman's a decent play. I don't love it by any means. I'd rather honestly go down to Curt Bush, who starts 13th. He's $8,700. Curt Bush has been really, really good on the road courses this year. taking a look at this. Fourth at Daytona Road Course. He was sixth at the Sonoma, fourth at Road America, sixth at Indy Road Course. Led a couple laps at both Watkins Glen and Sonoma. Coda was Coda. I forget what happened to Curt at Watkins Glen, why he didn't finish up there. But he's not one of those guys that isn't going to get place different, or he's not going to get fastest laps, though. So you're relying on, Curt Bush finishing top 5, starting 13th. It's definitely possible. I'd consider him a tournament play. I'm not going to run him in cash, but definitely on the table. I think Curt Bush is a guy that might go overlooked this week because of Bowman sitting there, because of Chastain, and then obviously to Benedetto, Reddick, Briscoe there in the mid 7 range, mid-high 7 range. So Brad Keselowski starts second. He's $8,500. Do you think Keselowski can lead? That's the question. Can he lead over Hamlin up there? Can he lead over Truex? Can he lead over who else? Logano. That's the issue with Keselowski, because he's probably not going to finish top 5. He did finish 5th at Daytona Road Course. Like I said, he didn't have a 5th place car. He has not been good on road courses this year. He has not really been good on road courses for the last few years. Does he have some surprise runs? Yes. Can he replicate those this year or this weekend? Yes. Am I playing him starting second at $8,500? No. To me, it's a maybe, 5% if I'm putting in 150 lineups, but even then, I stick to high dollar entries. I stick to single entries, stuff like that, 3 max or the 20 max contest. I'm not having any Keselowski this week. That's where I'm at on it. Christopher Bell, he starts 4th. He's $8,400. There's definitely potential here with Christopher Bell. He won at Daytona Road Course. He finished 2nd at Road America. He needs to win to advance in these playoffs. Is he risky? Absolutely. For whatever reason, Christopher Bell is hero or zero on road courses. Look at these finishes: 7th, 2nd, and 1st. Also 36th, 24th, 38th, 24th, 21st. I don't know if he has the Dominator upside to pay off at $8,400 starting 4th. That's a tough play. Definitely a tournament play. Let's take a look at. So he had 12 fastest laps at Daytona Road Course that he won. He had 6 at Watkins Glen. He had 5 at Road America. 1 at Sonoma. 1 at Coda. Laps led. He only led 5 laps at Daytona Road Course. Do I think Christopher Bell can win this race? Yes, I think there's that potential there. Is there enough potential there for me to say Christopher Bell should be played significantly in DFS? No. Just not. I like the upside. I like betting on him. I don't like him as a DFS. I don't like him as a DraftKings play this week. If that makes sense. Kevin Harvick, he starts 7th. He has $8,200. I think he's about a 7th place car, so I'm not loving it. 7th place car at best. Harvick does not get Dominator points this year. He doesn't have race winning upside, so not loving it. Maybe having some, just because he does start 7th and he could finish, get lucky with a top 5, but it's not enough for me to be super overweight on him. Joey Logano, he starts 3rd. My algorithm really likes Joey Logano. He's $8,100. Can he get up there and lead a bunch of laps? That is the question. As I said before, he does not get fastest laps. It's rare for Logano to get fastest laps. He did get 2 at Coda. He got 3 at Daytona Road Course. He got 2 at Watkins Glen. That's probably about what he's going to end up here. But can he replicate? So Logano led 10 laps at Daytona Road Course. He led 14 at Coda, and he led 11 at Watkins Glen. This is an intriguing option. I think Logano is a tournament play this week. I know I've said that 5 times already, but that's just where we're at because there's so much chalk. These guys aren't guys that you're thinking of putting in a safe lineup. So I'm probably going to keep saying it, except for this area right here that we're coming up on. But I can't get past my algorithm liking Logano this week. If he can get up there and lead 15 laps and finish 3rd, I think he can get there at $8,100 as a pivot off of these place differential guys right below him. So I really like Logano. I like that he's led laps significant. He's led 5 or more laps in 4 of the 5 road course races that we're looking at this week. He's led 10 or more in 3 of them. I really like that consistency. I like that he's starting third. He can get up there and lead early. I don't think a ton of people are going to be on Logano. So, I like Logano as a play this week. I really do. Am I going to go super crazy heavy on him? No, but I think, being at 15 to 20% is going to get you over the field on him, and I like that position. So, Matt Benedetto, he starts 30th. He's $7,900. Obvious, chalk play. Looking at finishes this year, let's pull those up. Benedetto is a pretty solid road course racer. Hell, he had if the COTA race or if the Road America race would have ended on a short run, he probably would have won it, to be honest with you. 5th at Indy Road Course, 11th at Watkins Glen, 10th at Sonoma, or 10th at Road America. 15th at Daytona Road Course last year, 11th last time here at Charlotte ROVAL, 13th the time before. Yeah, he's a safe play. He starts 30th. He's priced well. There's no reason to not have plenty of Benedetto. There's a reason to go underweight on him maybe in tournaments, but I wouldn't go severely underweight. Like, this is just, it's a common sense play, and yeah, that's what it is. Tyler Reddick, exact same thing. He's a very good road course racer. Starting 29th, it's all about place differential in these short races. And you hate it. You hate that they priced him so low, but 10th at Watkins Glen, 8th at Road America, 9th at COTA, 12th at the Charlotte ROVAL last year. Like, it's hard to imagine. Like, unless he wrecks out, he's going to pick up 10 to 15 spots minimum. So $7,800, yes, great play. I don't like these chalk weeks. Chase Briscoe is always one of my go-tos when it comes to road course races. He's a great road course racer, and I don't even mind stacking these 3 together. My optimal, I think, has these 3 stacked together. Benedetto, Reddick, and Briscoe. He starts 22nd, finished 9th at Watkins Glen. He finished 6th at Road America. He finished 6th at COTA. Led laps in the Indy Road Course before he got parked for wrecking Hamlin. So Briscoe is definitely in play this week. I have no reason to think that he doesn't have top 10 upside, to be honest with you. So I'm pulling up his stats here. I really dislike ads that go fully across the screen. Pulling up Briscoe's Xfinity stats here at the Charlotte ROVAL. He won here in 2018, 9th and 18th in his other. He led 20 or more laps in all 3 races, though. Like, Briscoe is a very solid pick. That's all I can say. Like, he's priced very well. He's a solid pick. I think he's a great play. I'm probably going to write him up. Like I said, I don't have my article done yet, but I see no reason to be heavy on Briscoe this weekend. Justin Haley starts 38th. He's $7,400. They overpriced him way too much. Don't like it at all. He could finish like 22nd, which might get him there, but it's going to take a bunch of shit happening for him to get up there. 8th at Indy Road Course. We're not even talking about that race. 25th at Road America. 24th at Daytona Road Course, and like he did, I just don't see. I don't see playing $7,400 for Haley. Eric Almirola starts 21st, and he is $7,300. It's probably about where he finishes. If you look at his stats, it's probably about where he finishes. He's about a teen's car. Maybe as a pivot, and get lucky, but it's not enough for me to be like, Almirola is a very good play. So maybe a pivot, but that's just probably to get different off of, like, if you're putting in a ton of lines and you just want to get different off of one of these guys, you can come down to Almirola. That's probably where you're going to get to him. I don't see him winning you a bunch of money this week. Michael McDowell, there's always upside with Michael McDowell at road courses. He finished top 10 at Daytona Road Course in 2021 and 2020. 12th here at Charlotte ROVAL in 2019. 18th in the first Charlotte ROVAL race. Is there potential? Yes. Do I love the price? I'd be heavier on McDowell if he was like $1,000 less, but he's $7,100. I'm not seeing. I know the upside. Like I said though, like the way you're getting to McDowell is if you're purposely pivoting off of Briscoe or Eddick or Benedetto, and all of those guys are such better plays this week that I just don't see it working out with McDowell. Daniel Suarez starts 25th. He's $77,000. This team has had mechanical issues in like all of the road course races this year. And like, look at this, 37th, 31st, 36th. He did finish 12th at Sonoma. 33rd. I would, if you're pivoting here, again, this is all pivot options here. If you're pivoting off of Benedetto, Eddick, Briscoe, I think Suarez is a better option because of his place differential potential. More than McDowell, more than Almirola. I think they all have similar upside finish-wise, Almirola, McDowell, and Suarez. Suarez starts the furthest back. So I know my projections hate Suarez. I don't particularly hate him this week. If it works in a lineup where you can come off of, maybe pivot off of Briscoe down to Suarez, and that gets you off of, somewhere to get, like, I don't even know, like, this is a bad example, like off of Byron to Larson, like that would probably work out, but that's where I think Suarez is a very risky pick, but I see the upside. I think he can finish top 15. And if he finishes top 10, he's going to be a great play there at 7,000. Chris Bushery starts 16th. He's $6,900. I do like Busher at road courses. He's very solid, but I don't see the huge upside. I think he's going to finish top 20. I think he's going to finish mid-teens. He hasn't finished worse than 20th since he drove for front row. So it's whether he can come up here and get like a 5th at Daytona Road Course, 11th at Daytona Road Course. I don't think he has what it takes at the Charlotte ROVAL, though. 17th, 18th, and 20th in 3 starts. I think he finished. I think he's priced too high. Starts too high. I like Busher at road courses. I'm just not a fan DFS wise this week. Ryan Newman, he starts 24th. He's $6,700. Newman's not a very good road course racer. Again, we're throwing out any road course. Before that, 25th, 32nd, 33rd, 24th, 20th, 31st, 19th, 25th, 32nd. It's a pass for me on Newman. Austin Dillon, $6,500. He starts 14th. Can he finish top 10? That's the question. Austin Dillon has improved immensely over on road courses. But so far, his ceiling is 11th. Does that get it done? See, that's where it's interesting. $6,500. Again, I hate to say it. Austin Dillon, tournament play, starting 14th. Can he get there? Finishing 11th, finishing 10th. Surprising with a top 10 finish. I think Dillon is a decent play this week to be overweight on, but not significant. If you project him at 10% ownership, I'd probably go like 15, if that makes sense. Or if you project him at 7, I'd probably go like 12. I'd be just a little bit overweight on Austin Dillon this week because of his price and because it is Austin Dillon. Like, that's a good car. If he can sneak into the top 10, he could get there. But Eric Jones, he starts 17th, 3 spots further back than Austin Dillon. He's $6,400. In the Petty car this year, finished 14th, 16th, 11th, 19th, 27th at Watkins Glen, and then 7th. I like between these two, between Austin Dillon and Erik Jones, I like Erik Jones' upside better because he starts 3 spots further back, and like 11th at Sonoma is solid. 14th at Daytona Road Course is solid. Finished third at Charlotte ROVAL last year. Obviously, that's in better equipment that he's in now. But at $6,400, like, you definitely have to consider Erik Jones this week. If he can pull off a 12th place finish, I think he can get there. So don't hate Erik Jones. I'm definitely not super confident in him, but don't hate him. Joey Hand starts 36th. He's $6,200. He's going to be in a Stewart-Haas car, actually. Now, what kind of quality car that's going to be, I don't know. I think he's running for Rick Ware. I understand, but I don't understand the hype. Talked about this on Stacking Denny's earlier this week. It seems like the road course ringers don't have the advantage that they used to. I mean, it doesn't seem like it. It's true. The road course ringers don't have an advantage like they used to over these Cup guys. So, yes, I see the upside with Joey Hand, but I don't know. Like, first Cup start, definitely has road experience, but I don't know. Like 36th, does he get up there to the top 20? I don't think it's by any means a guarantee. He's obviously going to have a decent car. It's worth having exposure. Depending on where you think he's going to land exposure-wise, I'd probably just stay with where you think the field's going to be on him and go with that. I clearly don't have a say one way or the other what I think on Joey Hand this week. Ryan Preece, he starts 31st. He's $6,000. They underpriced Preece. I don't understand this pricing at all this week. Preece is a decent road course racer, but at $6,000 starting 31st, that's all you need is decent. 9th at Daytona Road Course this year. Don't see that happening again. He was 15th at Coda, 21st at Sonoma, 28th at Watkins Glen, 23rd at the Daytona Road Course last year, 14th and 21st in his 2 starts at the Charlotte ROVAL. I think Preece he's going to be a chalk pick this week. He's safe. Yeah. I do like a pivot down to Custer, but Preece is a safe option. That's all I'm going to say. I'm going to have a ton of Preece too. I think that's how the build ends up is one of the guys down here. So I can't make an argument against Preece other than it's Ryan Preece, and something can always happen. But history says he should be a solid play starting 31st. And you don't need much with him being $6,000. Scott Heckert, he's in the 78 car for BJ McLeod. Unless there's a bunch of wrecks, he's going to finish about 30th. Just not worth the $5,900. Cole Custer is an interesting play. Starts 23rd. He's $5,700. I like him as a pivot off of Preece. I'm more than likely going to... I'll be writing up Cole Custer this week as a tournament play because he's shown potential. 9th at the Charlotte ROVAL last year. 13th at Daytona Road Course this year. Top 20s at Sonoma, Watkins Glen, Road America. At $5,700, you don't need a ton of points for this to work out. And then if you're pivoting off of Preece down to Custer, that's like... I think it's a perfect position to pivot because Preece is going to be so much higher owned than Custer. So let's just do some quick math here. If if Custer finishes, let's say if Custer can finish 17th, you know what I mean? So he has the 6th place differential points. It's going to score him 32 points on DraftKings. In order for Ryan Preece to get to 32 points, he's going to need to finish. To outscore Custer, he's going to need to finish 20th. Which do you think has a better chance of happening Cole Custer finishing 17th or Ryan Preece finishing 20th. Probably about equal, I'd say. To be honest with you, I think that's about equal. Now compare the ownerships between the two. Projected ownerships between the two. It's not equal. So that is why I like pivoting off Cole Custer. It saves you $300, or pivoting to Cole Custer off of Preece. Saves you $300 in cap. You're off the chalk, which is always important when it comes to, tournaments and being contrarian. I really like Cole Custer this week, and it sounds really dumb to say. It's not smart is a good way to put this, but I've done dumb things before, and I think this can work out. I like the position of being on Custer over Preece. Like I said, I think Preece is a safe option. I think Preece I think Preece outscores Custer more often than not. Like, he has a better percentage of outscoring Custer than he doesn't. But things happen at road courses. Ryan Preece isn't a guarantee. I like the pivot to Custer. I think he's a great tournament play, and I hate using the word great when it comes to Cole Custer, but I think he's a great tournament play this week. Ricky Stenhouse Jr., he starts 18th. He's $5,600. I think that's about where he finishes. I mean, Stenhouse isn't a very good road course racer. So, does he have upside? Yeah, he finished 11th at Indy. He finished 12th at Road America. But most of the time, look at this. He's about a mid-teens car. I think you need exposure if you're putting in a ton of lineups, but starting 18th is just tough, even at $5,600. So, not a huge fan of Stenhouse this week, but probably staying even with the field on him. Corey LaJoie starts 26th. He is $5,500. Let's see how LaJoie has done on road courses. 16th at Indy Road Course. Again, we're throwing that out. 24th, 21st, 28th, 20th. So, Corey LaJoie finishes 20th, starting 26th. Let's do that math. Let's compare it. Like I said, if Custer finishes 17th, if Preece finishes 20th, let's say LaJoie finishes 20th. So we're looking at LaJoie finishing 20th would be 29 points. Preece finishing 20th would be 34. Cole Custer finishing 17th would be 32. Obviously, you got to take it into account because of the salary difference. But again, I think it's a decent play to pivot off of Preece. My first choice would be Custer, but if you had to come down to LaJoie at 55, it's $200 more. I don't hate it. I don't think LaJoie, again, none of these guys are guaranteed any finishes. Custer could finish 28th as often as he finishes 18th. But with the way I think builds end up this week, I think you're going to need one of these guys. And I'd probably like be equal on all three of them. That's just how I do it. Bubba Wallace starts 15th, and he hits $5,300. He's not good at road courses. He's awful at road courses. He's getting better, but you can't really take Indy Road Course where he finished 13th. He did finish 14th at Sonoma. Everything else is not good. So, not even as a tournament play. I just don't see it working out because he starts 15th. Even at $5,300, I could be wrong, but I'm not seeing the upside with Bubba Wallace this week. I don't see it working out too often. Anthony Alfredo, my boy, coming off a top 10 finish. I think he's about, at best, a 25th place car. He starts 20th. That's not good. $5,100. I'm not seeing the upside. I just don't. Not seeing it. And then we have the shit boxes. Maybe Cody Ware. Cody Ware isn't an awful road course racer. I don't think this is a week to punt, though. I really don't. 25th at Daytona Road Course earlier this year. That's only finish in the top 30. Like I don't think you need to punt this week. So I wouldn't even consider these guys down here. So optimal lineup according to my projections. I tweeted this out earlier. Chase Elliott, Kyle Larson, Tyler Reddick, Matt Benedetto, Chase Briscoe, and Cole Custer. That's what my projections say. First glance, that lineup doesn't look awful. Obviously, like I said, there's pivot options there, but I don't hate it. If you didn't want to go, what if you wanted to do, take the Benedetto off, go down to Suarez. Elliott, Omendinger, Reddick, Suarez, Briscoe, Custer. I think that, I think that's a pretty solid build to start working with. So from there, it's just kind of moving some pieces around and seeing what you end up with. So, that's where we're at. Head into Sunday. Good luck. Hopefully, I think we're going to get a really good race. There's going to be a lot of drama, a lot of stuff on the line with playoffs and everything. So, good luck to you in DFS this week. And I'll talk to you next week when we go to Kansas. Are we going to Kansas next week? Or is it Texas? I always forget. It is Texas next week. So, good luck. Hopefully there's no rain. That's just going to throw another wrench into things. But yeah. Good luck. See ya.